No. So I have two skirts that I'm working on right now. I put out a part one video of the big white underskirt that I'm corseting. This is another skirt that I'm working on. I'm working on this one now because this is like my skin. Like I literally wore this skirt riding trains coast to coast, cross country multiple times. This skirt has been thousands of miles on freight trains all across the country. It's like my skin, and when I'm not wearing it, I feel naked and weird. So I want to kind of get this one fixed up because the other one's an underskirt, and so here's my old patch. So yeah, it's a big skirt. I've showed it before in videos, but so I'm patching it. It gets old, it gets holes like this, and the fabric gets thin. See the holes and stuff like that. I got some foam on it from when I was doing the walls on the camper, and I'm thinking about replacing these pockets. I have new pockets, but I have to cover them in velvet. These are some nice thick pockets, double lined, and I would just cover those in velvet and then take this off and replace it with a new one. But right now, what I'm doing is it's hard to make a black on black video. Most of my stuff is black and purple, so like black on black videos are what you guys get. Just anybody like my other video with the corset? I'm not gonna do too much what do you call it, video editing, try to make myself look perfect. I mean, I don't care if I look stupid. I mean, maybe there's more people who need to not be so scared to look stupid. I know in practically all my videos I've said at least one thing wrong or one thing backwards, or but that's who I am. I say shit wrong. So maybe I can help somebody else feel more comfortable not wearing makeup and not worrying about their double chin and saying something dumb, because I say dumb shit all the time. Let's see. So basically, I just kind of go around when it's time for touch up for the skirt. I just go around. Let's see, I might have to do this. So this skirt, I mean, this pocket is fine. This is a pocket. Do, maybe I'll flip it over. Working on this side. this, I don't know if you can tell the difference. This velvet, like this patch here, this is old velvet. Can you see the difference? If you're looking at it like personally, you can see the difference. So this skirt, like I said, has been with me for many, many years. And what I do is I sew it. And when I'm completely finished sewing the skirt, I flip it inside out and I cut the second layer out, which leaves the stitches. But that's just what I do and how I do it. So there's years and years and years of stitches. There's probably 2 miles worth of dental floss in here. I used to sew with dental floss, but I like the way that the black seams in. My eyeballs. I like the way that the black seams in with the other black. So I'm gonna be working on this for a couple days, and then when this is done, I'm gonna put the grommets on that white skirt, because I want to wear the white skirt under this skirt, and then I also want to make a black and orange one, a black and gray one, and a black and purple one. That way I have different like overskirts to go over it, so I always have a different color skirt. Alrighty, here we go. Let's roll my sleeves up. Get my... This is a new one that, well, it's new to me, but this is the hibiscus one. I have to say so far is my favorite one. I'm leaving some space away from this because I'm cutting this out and replacing it with another pocket. When I do that, I just bust the seams. I always go my first one into the fabric, the first layer of fabric, so that I can hide that knot. Tried to set up the table so that you could see. I'm learning. This through. I do not, when I first do my first stitch, I'll do 2 or 3 knots, and then I'll sew, and then I'll do a couple more knots, and then I'll sew, and a few more knots. That way, like, if the knots ever come undone in the washing machine, they have to go through, a series. They're gonna hit another knot instead of just completely unraveling. But in my opinion, dental floss is the best. But me and my friends were actually joking one day about, man, they should make fucking black dental floss for train riders, because I guarantee train riders use so much goddamn dental floss. We don't use dental floss for flossing our teeth. We use dental floss for making our clothes. See if I can get you closer. Nope. See, now I'll do a knot. And then another knot. I was thinking about telling stories. If anybody is interested in hearing some train stories or some traveling stories about traveling the country, being a crazy rowdy pirate, give me some likes, man. I'll make some stories. It's hard to tell if anybody but my family is watching. When I get to the edge, I go through and I go through the tip of the edge and then do a knot. And pull that knot to the tip of the edge. And then go to the other side. And do a knot there. It just makes turning that corner easier for me. I like lumpy Catwoman stitches. That's my kind of thing. I like them lumpy Catwoman stitches. Make sure you can see. I'm gonna do this whole patch, and then for the video, I'm kind of like standing bent over. Maybe I'll use the, what is it, YouTube Studio or something like that. I downloaded a couple of apps and tried to do some editing. Okay. Can you see that? So now I'm going to do a knot with the knot you just cut through. Pull it. So they closed for the people who watch my garden videos. The garden that I have is in a plot, in a community garden, and the whole the community garden is in a park that has all kinds of stuff, baseball field, all that stuff. So all that stuff shut down, but luckily the garden's not shutting down, because when you go to the garden, you're not hanging out next to people or nothing like that. You know, you're in your plot. So for now, that's good. You could still go to the garden, but you know, it's recommended not to use the tools. It's recommended bring your own damn tools. You know, be clean, all that shit. I don't know about this whole, I don't know what to think. Like, I feel like I'm in some kind of video game. It's just, I don't know. Does anybody else feel like that? Like this is all some sort of weird video game. Like, none of this is even real. All of this is just some weird ass fucking shit. It's like a dream. Maybe we are the dream of a god. Maybe we are all just a dream of a sleeping god. I don't know. I feel like everything that I see with my own human eyes, the exact opposite is what I'm being fed into my reality. So it's like I'm seeing with my human eyes news about all this stuff that's going on, and you know, I'm seeing with my human eyes actual stores closing and actual things not being at the store and stuff like that. And everybody talk about how dangerous and all that is. But then I'm also seeing with my human eyes, don't nobody seem like they give a shit. Like, people are still fucking doing what they do. I don't know. I'm crazy, so what do I know? Alright, so can you see my little tails? Black on black. So here's my string. I take my string and I tuck it in to the fabric. And I take my new one and I go in so that my knot is hidden, and tuck that knot in. Then I start just a little bit back. That way I kind of pinch them knots down. I do a lot of, like, obviously, pretty much everything I have is black, even the walls and the ceilings of where I am. I create my environments to be black and purple. And if I'm looking for something, I'm just like sitting on a pile of black velvet skirts, like looking for the black velvet skirt that I want. And then sometimes, because I don't have electricity and stuff like that, sometimes I'm looking for black things in a black place, and it can be difficult. What is that? Hashtag goth problems. Trying to find black on black. And something that was a funny little thing I seen on Facebook the other day was like goth problems, where it was like some chick was showing her clothes off to her mom, and she was like talking about the different colors of black. She's like, this is a black, this is a gray black, this is a blue black, and her mom's just like, huh. Okay. I'm also getting ready to do some dyeing when I get a chance. I do my dyeing like the day before I get to do laundry. Ugh. Trying to think of a story. I have a hard time. I have tons of stories, but I have a hard time sharing. I tell you a story about okay, so the story of getting picked out by a judge stalking house arrested crazy lumberjack giant man named Kelly. So I was hitchhiking, me and a boyfriend at the time, and we were in Louisiana, and we were like on the outskirts of Baton Rouge, and this guy pulls over and picks us up, and he's like, hey, you want to go home, have a couple beers and some burgers? And we were like, yeah, sure. So we went to his house. He seemed like a pretty cool dude, really big guy, like one of those, like, if you were ever to imagine a lumberjack, this dude looked like a lumberjack. And we all had a good time. He was a pretty cool dude to start out with, and eventually asked us if we wanted to stay at his house for a while and do some work. And my boyfriend did some tree work for him, and I answered the phones and kept his house clean. And everything was pretty cool for a while, but then he started to get kind of weird, and he started to like make passes at me, and it's starting to get uncomfortable. You know, that kind of uncomfortable where somebody's like, well, you could be homeless, or you could, so that kind of uncomfortable. So one day, and okay, let me get into the depth of this guy. So he He's like a real, you know, those bodybuilder people who they don't really eat anything except for like turkey on the George Foreman grill and like yogurt and eggs, you know what I mean, and that kind of stuff. So he's a big bodybuilder dude, had big weight sets in his house, and so he's got an ankle bracelet on, and he starts telling us that he's on house arrest because of trying to kill a judge for the sentence that he gave him for some sort of domestic with his wife. I'm going to say that I can safely assume that he was probably beating the shit out of his wife, and this guy turned out to be a really scary fucking person. So, at the time I had a chow chow, and she got pregnant by one of the neighbor's people's dogs, a pit bull, a chow chow pit bull litter, and there was another dog. My boyfriend had like a little dog, and she was sick. I think she had parvo. She wasn't doing very good. She was kind of shitting blood and wasn't looking the greatest. And so I had to hose things down, and the neighbors were complaining, and they said that we had to get rid of the dogs, and I was like, well, shit, I ain't getting rid of my fucking dog. You know, I live outside, dude. I'm just fucking hanging out here, fucking working. I could be gone tomorrow. Why would I get rid of my kid? And but they said that he had a friend who my dog could go stay on the property for a little bit. So that happened, and he just started getting kind of weird and started hitting on me. And one day he said something. He was starting to get mad. You know, when you reject a fucking dude, they get fucking funny. You know, he wasn't a cool dude no more. And I don't fucking take no shit. I don't give a fuck how goddamn big you are. I will fucking tell you to go fucking suck a dick. And he got pissed, and he came at me, and I can't remember like how the words went or anything, but it was basically like, why you even, he told me that I was worthless. And I said, well, why you even have us here living in your fucking house then? And he came out, he fucking leaves the room, and he comes at me with this big old butcher knife, and he flips it over, takes the handle, and pops me right in the face with it. And I was like, oh, hell no, motherfucker. So he's like, you better get the fuck out of here before I start fucking killing you. And I was like, oh shit. So we start fucking gathering our shit up, and he's like telling my boyfriend, he's like, leave that bitch, let her fucking go, dude, stay with me. And he's like, no, man, I'm gonna stay with you, you weird ass fucking serial killer. And so fucking we still had to fucking get in his car to go get my dog. I was like, fucking, we're leaving, dude. And he keeps yelling at me, and I'm the kind of person where, like, if you're fucking yelling at me, I'm gonna yell at your ass right back. I'm not just gonna sit there and let you fucking yell at me. I don't care if you're gonna kill me. And you know, I'm like, fuck you, bro. And I taught him how to make this thing. It's called a smiley. Smileys are usually on chains with a lock, but this, you know, you can make a smiley out of a bandana. You could just put a bandana on a lock, and that's perfectly fine. And or lock on a bandana. And so he's driving, and he's fucking saying shit to me, and I'm in the back seat, and I'm just like, you know, dude, just let us fucking get the dog, let us go, and you don't have to deal with my worthless ass no more. And you don't. And he's fucking grabs that smiley off his steering wheel and starts swinging it backwards, trying to hit me as he's driving. And he's got chainsaws in his truck because he's a fucking arborist. And he's like, yeah, well, bitch, I'm gonna fucking chop you up with my chainsaw and feed you to the fucking alligators. And at that point, like, he said that, and he's swinging a smiley at me as he's driving, he's like, got the car like this, and he's whacking me backwards like this, whack, whack. And he's trying to hit me, and like, as he's doing that, stop. As he does that, my boyfriend jumps out of the seat, out of the passenger seat, jumps out of the fucking car. He's going like fast. Jumps out of the car and like grabs the back door and like flings it open. And I grab my daughter and I throw her out, and I grab my backpack and I jump out and go rolling. And fucking, we start hitchhiking again. And about 20 minutes later, I got picked up and somebody gave us some money, and that was fucking insane. But yeah, dude, he told me that he was gonna chop me up with his chainsaws and feed me to the alligators. I have met so many insane fucking people hitchhiking. If anybody ever feels like hitchhiking would be a fun thing, it can be a fun thing, but definitely it is 100% danger for females. Even if it's 2 females. Motherfucker gonna kill 2 females. Usually I would travel in packs of 3 or 4 dudes, 2 or 3 girls, a few dogs, and we travel in packs like that. Because there are some truly insane people in this world. And they pick up hitchhikers for sure. I got picked up by another couple chicks, mom and her kids. And it was like sitting on the side of the highway for like days, like 4 days on the same corner with your thumb out, just dying, waiting for a ride. Finally, they pick us up and they start telling us a story about a year or 2 beforehand. There was a guy out there, and she drove past. She seen him hitchhiking. This was up in Maine, and she seen him hitchhiking, and you know, she's a single woman, don't pick up men, you know what I mean? So she drives past him, goes about her day. The next day she drives again, he's still there. So she's like, oh, okay, you know. And again she sees him, and she's starting to notice that like he hasn't moved, like not like repositioned his body or moved his backpack or anything in a couple days. Like, so finally her and her daughter pull up to check on him and give him some water and food, see if he's okay. Motherfucker's dead. He's been dead for a couple days, and not a single person pulled their car over to pick him up. And sometimes that's how hard it is to get a ride. And sometimes not a single person will look at you, to the point where you could literally be dead on the side of the highway for a few days and nobody would even bat an eye. But that's pretty nuts. I have to say that I've been coast to coast. I think the only place I haven't been is, I haven't been to Alaska, and I haven't been to Hawaii. And I think the Dakotas. I think I went like through the Dakotas, but not enough to say like I'd been there. I think I've been to South Dakota actually a little bit, but North Dakota, I think I just flew right through on the train. I don't know. Yeah, man. Sometimes me and a couple of my friends, we walked. Literally, we walked. We weren't intending to walk. We thought we were going to have a grand old time hitchhiking the One. I think it's the One. It's in New York. Pretty close to Niagara Falls. Like in that general area. It's like the one highway. It just goes straight along. You can actually see Canada across the river. But we were like, yeah, this would be beautiful. You know, we can go stop at different places. This is when we all were starting to like decide to quit drinking and start, you know, traveling and taking pictures and eating good food instead of being giant fuck ups. And so we were like, yeah, this will be beautiful. Man, we freaking walked that whole entire highway. It seemed like we just walked and walked and walked and walked and walked. And sometimes there was times where cops would actually follow us and literally drive behind us till we walked out of their town. Like, they wouldn't even let you stop. They're like, nope, keep walking. If you try to sit down because you're tired or something, they'd just be like, nope, keep walking. Walk out of town, like literally to the edge of town, and they would just turn around and drive away. Like, that's how shit cops are. Yeah, I've had so many crazy people. I think there's another story. It's already on my YouTube. I talk about the crazy serial killer who picked us up. I mean, I'm not positive he was a serial killer, but he was definitely fucking weird as shit. I'm almost done with this patch. When I'm done with this patch, I just go around and I patch up all the things. I patch up the velvet that looks older. You know, after a while, it doesn't have that shine to it. I like that shine. So I have different kinds of velvet. This is one of my favorite. I think this one is crushed. See how it's got that shine to it? That's one of my favorites. So I like to, you know, pattern the different types of velvets so it gives like a contrast when you're moving. This is literally my skin. Like, I definitely feel really odd when I'm not wearing my skirt. I try to. Like, I look at clothes and I'm like, oh, that's cute. And I'll put something on, and 20, 30 minutes later, I'm wearing my skirt over top of it. That's just the way it is. Hi, Mama. Man. Oh, I forget. Somebody left a comment on my quinoa video. I'm interested in whether or not you tried it and liked it. It can be bland, you know what I mean? Till you figure out how to get the right way that you like your seasoning. It can be bland. Some people like bland. I'm a hot sauce girl, so I like my spices. But it is good once you get your salt ratio down properly. I'm almost done. I always get excited towards the end and start rushing. This is the time when I sacrifice blood to the skirt because I get all and all this jamming. And then one time, I just, for no reason at all, I don't even know why, I just went and jammed the needle into my hand. It's because I have freaking ADD, and I'll be sewing and then looking that way while I'm sewing. I'm a freaking weirdo. Ooh, shiny. So my hollyhocks, not my hollyhocks, my black dahlias did not make it. They might grow back. I'm just gonna leave the roots in the ground and see what happens. Maybe in a couple months they'll come back. But I got a catalog from, there's a dahlia place in Oregon that has all different kinds of beautiful bulbs and stuff, and I want to grow dahlias, but obviously it's like some sort of science. So I mean, it's a lot, and right now I'm just trying to learn about, you know, the herbs that are gonna help me better myself and my path and all of that, so I don't have extra time for learning about everything. I want to know what I need to know for myself first, and then go on the path of enlightenment, expand my horizons. But for now, it's take care of me and the people that I love with the plants, and then just all the extras, start selling that herbs. I know I can get tons of pineapple sage. And I'll tell you what, that is an amazing... Alright, that's enough. Thank you. That is an amazing plant. Like, wow. The pineapple sage and the wild lettuce are my two most used tinctures personally for myself. And yeah, I don't take psychiatric meds. I'm supposed to, like it's recommended that I do, but I don't. I got some serious anxiety issues, but I make my own lemon balm tincture. And when I need to go somewhere where there's a lot of people, like go to the store or something, I smoke a J and I take my lemon balm tincture, and sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's not okay, but that's just because of people, not because of the medicine. Dude, I don't like people getting close to me, like standing close to me, and for some reason people do that. Maybe they can sense that I don't like it and it pisses me off. I don't fucking know. But right before this coronavirus hit, this fucking dude is like standing right behind me at the line when I'm at the store, and that just sent me into a literal 4-day meltdown, like PTSD, out of my fucking mind, about ready to kill myself meltdown. And I was all fucking pissed, like, man, these motherfuckers, I fucking swear to God, people need to fucking learn how to stay like fucking 6 feet the fuck away from me. And then, not too long after that, this whole coronavirus thing shows up, and you have to stay 6 feet away from people. So I'm like, oh, but I actually kind of enjoy going to the store when I do go to the store, because there's like lines on the floor 6 feet apart, and it's like you can't go up to the belt and put your stuff on until the first person is completely done, and somebody has to stand 6 feet behind that person. And so that's a bonus for me. So I freaked out and shut down the world. I think people who go through serious childhood trauma have a lot of really power, a certain kind of power that they get from experiencing that trauma, that you can do things. At least I know I can do things. Sometimes I have to be careful, because it seems like things like that happen. Like, I can think about things and then they'll just be there the next day. Or somebody will be like, hey, do you want this? And hand me exactly what I was thinking about, what I wanted. I do it all the time. I'll think about one time I was dumpster diving, and I literally found a cardboard box filled with corsets and tall black witch boots. Tell me that motherfucking box wasn't meant for me. It would have been topped with a cherry on top if there was a little spider in there or something. Like, I can do that shit, and I know I can do that shit, and nobody can't tell me I can't do that shit. And I think, yeah. So I don't know. I'm so confused right now. That's why I feel like I'm in a video game, because it's like I went through that trauma not too long ago. Like, literal fucking meltdown. Was contemplating checking myself in, because I was really, really there. And that's what I said. I said, man, I wish these motherfuckers had to stay 6 feet the fuck away from me. And I'm so fucking tired of predators fucking looming over me like I'm some fucking goddamn cupcake. And I just wish anybody who ever fucking meant me any fucking harm any time in my life would fucking suffer and die slowly. And then I guess the whole world means me harm. Like, am I crazy or... I don't know, man. Well, I know I'm crazy. I got the papers. So I did that patch. Can you see it? Ooh, it's a new one. So yeah, just patch and patch and patch till I'm all done. Alright.